Right, so OBS is cleverly programmed to unmute my microphone when I switch scenes. Unfortunately, my microphone also has a hardware mute switch, which I must also remember to fit. Unfortunately, you just can't automate some stupid. But anyway, thank you for the quiz, Sigurbjorn. Good evening, Retrofox. Good evening, Lady Aileros. Good evening, Sigurbjorn. Thank you so much for the sub for 26 freaking months. I appreciate the hell out of that. Thank you all. It is Tuesday. I am more or less recovered from the virtual Kansas Fest. Hey, Ian, what's going on? Just finished work meetings, can join the stream? Yes. Yeah, it is amazing to me how much con crash happens even after an online virtual con. So that's a thing. But I'm more or less recovered. Oh, hey, I'm happy to do what I did. So, Kansas Fest is the Apple II convention, and they are maintaining a online version even after they've resumed the full in-person. And I felt it would be fun to, well, for starters, Paul asked for a little bit of help juggling the Zoom, but I thought it would be fun to just basically DJ some Apple II graphics. So I had my Apple IIc and my Apple II GS sitting here on the bench, switching back and forth with the stream rig, doing some visuals during breaks. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I'm one of those people who can't help but, like, you know, want to do something. I can't just, like, sit there and watch for some reason. I don't know. But, you know, July is over with. I can put the Apple II away now for another 11 months. It's kind of sad. I have a lot of nostalgia for the Apple II, but it's not one of my favorite machines. But when I do bring them out, I have fun with them. So that is the important thing. So I need to remember to do that. But yeah, I got to play with the 2GS a little bit. Got to play with the 2C. Built a proper video cable for the 2C. I used my HDMI or RGB to HDMI, which is a Raspberry Pi based scaler, and works really, really well. It's basically a digital capture of the Apple IIc. This is the device here. For those who are not familiar, it's a Pi Zero in a little case with some extra holes, because it has a little hat that has a little bit of digital logic to decode signals, and it just jams it down the GPU's throat. The GPU scales it however you want it, and it's brilliant. This is the EGA CGA cable, which is the one I keep on it. But all the pins you need for the Apple II are actually present on this cable, so I made a little adapter for the adapter that plugs into the 15-pin video port on the Apple IIc. So that was kind of the thing I got done. But it was fun. Kansas Fest is always a lot of fun. Even before they had the online one, I loved following the pictures and following video streams when they're available. I enjoyed it. But tonight, we are back to Tandyland. We have here a lovely Tandy Model 100 TRS-80 portable computer. This is not mine. This belongs to RetroFox. So it is going to get the full servicing that I would usually do to a Tandy Model 100. And let's see, I think I understand you've already replaced the battery in this, or at least removed it. But we're going to get inside. It needs a full recap. Tandy 100s need a complete recap. There's not a lot of machines that I say, you know, recap on site, but the Model 100 is one of them, because the capacitors on it are virtually guaranteed to have leaked by now. And they will do a serious number on this board, so it needs a full recap. That and any AGA Amiga also needs a complete recap on site. What else needs it? Most 68K Macs need a complete recap, even if they are working. But let's see. The first thing we want to do, as always, is plug it in, turn it on, make sure everything works. So I'm using the bench power supply over here. Let's see, do I have a preset? I have a preset set up for the Model 100. And this will tell us the general state of the power supply. I have to turn the memory battery back on because somebody did the right thing when they shipped it to me and switched the memory power switch off in case it should happen to go missing in shipping. Yes, most people don't when they ship them to me, but it is a good idea when shipping or storing this machine. So let's turn it on. Let's turn the power supply on, then let's turn the Tandy on. How about that? All right, and we have a working Model 100. I'm gonna try and, yeah, there's no way to get a good shot of this display. So, fully functioning, it's a 24K model. That's correct, right? Because that's all it's seeing. Completely blank because the memory switch has been off. It's blank memory contents. And we are drawing 50 milliamps, which is pretty much spot on. So that's a good sign that this machine hasn't had any capacitor damage yet. You always want to see a power supply in these things drawing between 50 and 65, 68 milliamps. I would say if it's drawing more than 65, if it's drawing more than 70 milliamps, you have a problem. But this one is looking quite good. So perhaps there will be very little to clean up in it. Well, let's see what we got back here. Open our system ROM door. Nothing in the option ROM slot. Nothing, well, you wouldn't have anything installed here unless you had a weird mod. There's some mods like the Rex CPM that will occupy this spot as well. And I already checked, there's no batteries installed. And the battery compartment is looking pretty clean, so nothing to mess with there. Yeah, Rex is an awesome thing for this. I don't think I have any. For a while, I built Rex units, but I stopped when the designer started making them available again. I didn't want to compete in there. And he's end of life the model that I made anyway. So yeah, I would highly recommend getting a Rex. Hey, Texas Foos, what's going on? Yes, I have new emotes tonight. I have new emotes. I spent a little bit of time with the image manipulator tonight, and came up with a few more. So this is looking good. Next thing to do is just get it open. And because I know I'm going to be doing a decap tonight, I'm going to go ahead and switch on the Moo gun. Switch that on early. Oh no, wait, actually I'm not, because I wanted to show a thing before we got into it. It is time to clean the Moo gun, and I thought I would briefly go over that for people who have one of these irons. So, the Moo gun. As we all know. And it's mooing nicely. The first thing we need to make sure is that the nozzle is all the way clear. So we will insert our... That is actually stuffed up there. Interesting. That might clear off. That might clear off when I turn the heat on. But before I turn the heat on, I usually like to empty the chamber when it's cold, just because it's a little more comfortable for me. So basically, this little knob right there pops that back, and unfortunately, it doesn't pop it back like enough. It just like goes back some, and it's still a pain in the butt to get this chamber out, which is the thing I absolutely hate about this style of desoldering gun. All right, so inside you've got the little sealing part of the chamber. This is the vacuum part where the air goes, and it's this filter has actually seen better days, so we'll go ahead and replace that tonight. And then this is the front part, which sometimes will have solder clogged up on it as well. It's mercifully free of clogs at the moment, so I think the only clog we're dealing with is here at the tip. But for this guy, this filter is looking like crud. Now, it'll get totally black here during the normal course of operation, no problem. But this one's actually starting to get some crud built up around the back as well. And I really don't want to let that leak into the vacuum system, so I'm going to go ahead and replace this filter. And let's see, just bring the waste bin here. When you open this, peek inside my waste bin here for a moment. When you open this, you have all of this solder. It's just balled up in there. So get all of that out, and it sticks to the spring, and it's just nasty, and it sticks to this little splash plate as well. So we'll scrape solder off of that little splash plate, and then just sort of tap that out, get rid of some of the larger chunks. Okay, what else we got going on here? And then basically put this splash plate sort of back into the spring and push the whole thing back into the glass cylinder. You want that splash plate there because you want it to catch most of the solder that's coming zipping through that nozzle rather than having it hit that filter that we took off of here and immediately clog it. I'm actually gonna the camera back and need our isopropanol here anyway. I'm gonna clean off this. Make sure that's easy to get a good seal. All right. Now we are ready for a new filter. I'm actually just going to bring my little soldering accessories drawer over here to the bench because I'm going to want a few things on it tonight probably. So I have a bunch of different spare filters in different sizes. These are for the Heiko FR300 size, which I think are pretty close to the size for this nozzle, for this gun. They might work, but this gun has two different size filters. This one goes actually in the base unit because there's another, at the end of this long hose, there's another attachment to the base unit and there's another filter there. But this is the filter that goes in the gun. And I think it's ever so slightly larger than the filters for the FR300. But I bet the FR300 filters would work. The issue is the FR300 filters are considerably thicker than this one. So, basically this spring here keeps the filter pressed up against the nozzle, or against the vacuum inlet. And so you just sort of push it in there, hold it in with your finger, and then ease it into the chamber like so. I give it a twist or so to make sure that it's aligned properly. And you can see the spring is holding the filter up against the back. And now we'll press this closed, and that should complete the vacuum seal. And now we're ready to go. So now I will turn the MOO gun on, and then we will clear that jam in a minute. We'll go ahead and let it heat up while I get the Tandy opened. So how's everyone doing tonight? Anyone have a fun weekend? Any good retro going on? Had a fun weekend, cool. I think I saw some of your flea market posts, or doing retro stuff. Nice, nice. Oh, whoops. Okay, A, I need to put that filter back, but B, I dropped a screw. And that's not good. Come here. There we are. All right. Should be 4 screws. Where's number 4? Oh, there's 4. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, I can count. Hey, Jelly Be Good. I do need a magnet tray. You are right. Thank you so much for the 28 months. At tier 3, that's very cool. I don't have a magnetic dish. Instead, what I have are the little cases that 3M vinyl electrical tape come in. And they have a lid, so I'm less likely to lose anything. Alright. Now that the MOO gun is nice and hot, we get in here and be able to clear that jam pretty easily. Put this stupid ramrod in there. Yeah, all right. That is all good. So we are ready to go. So the usual way I like to open these things, you take all the 4 screws out, and then I just sort of get my thumbnail in there and pry that little catch, pry it off that little catch. My thumbnail is far too soft to damage any of this plastic. And you just sort of do the same around the front. And then it just folds open. You want a nice soft surface down here to not damage the LCD. And open it up, and there we are. So we've got clearly superior, clearly superior. How you doing, Commodore Chronicles? What's up, Adam? So brief tour. We have, yes, a new battery. This is not stock. That brand was never installed in these by the factory. Got our RAM here. 2 aftermarket RAM modules and 1. This is the original. So this one was sold as an 8K unit originally, and with an 8K with 3 optionals. Well, actually, that's not true. It was manufactured as an 8K. At some point, they actually switched over to not selling the 8K configuration anymore. They only sold 24 and 32. So these could have been installed at the factory. But they're not the usual module like this that Tandy had. I wouldn't put it past Tandy to source modules from 5 different places, though. So it's hard to tell how this was originally sold. The catalog number 26-3801, I believe, was the 8K model, the catalog number. So I'm guessing these were added after sale. Story from the guy, his workplace gave him this to use. I think he really did. Kept it stored in his basement for like 20 years. Nice. You have an assortment of spudgers. Yes, so do I. They're kicking around here somewhere. But, you know, when you have nails that grow as crazy as mine, you have built-in spudgers. How hard is it to add the final 8K? Not hard at all. You walk over here to your drawer full of Tandy crap, and you pull out an 8K module and you put it in. So if you want this, I'll put it in. This is a homemade module based on a design by a guy who goes by Stardust. So yeah, we can go ahead and do that right now, actually. If I can remember which way is up. I think it goes this way. No, it goes this way because the little arrow goes that way. So let's try this. Let's make sure this works. Now this is not the best module. I wanted to build these based on that design, but finding these pins at the time in a cost-effective way was not easy. These are sort of strip pins, and like, they work, but I don't really like them, so I didn't make many of these. Who has a drawer full of Tandy crap? Me, this guy. I have a drawer full of Tandy 100 crap, for sure, because the Tandy 100 is kind of my main machine. Like, you know, you're into retro, you have a bunch of different machines, but there's a few that are clearly, like, your thing. And the Tandy 100 has always been that for me. It's been really my thing. Yeah, these pins bend rather quite easily. Actually, makes me curious what folks out there, what are your main retro machines, your main retro platforms? Like Commodore Chronicles, yours is pretty easy to guess. And I think most of us who've been around this neck of the woods for a while know Lady Aileros is predominantly an Apple II, although Apple II and DOS, I think. But for other folks out there whose main platforms I'm not familiar with, that'd be interesting to know. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother asking you that, Tom. How you doing? You can tell if a machine is up Tom's alley because it has a processor. Generally, he sticks to the machines with processors in them, although possibly not exclusively. All right, so that is installed. Amiga and Commodore and Atari guy, not the ST. Streamed from the G3 once or twice. Did you? I missed that. Uh-oh, we've got Xylons. President McHammergill coming in with the 7 Xylons. Before we met. Ah, okay. Yeah, Frank's Atari ST hatred knows no limits, doesn't it? Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Raiders. How you doing? We are looking at the Tandy 100 laptop right here. We were just upgrading the RAM in it, and we were about to put it together and see how it goes. Hello from a furry techno goat in Scotland. Excellent. How you doing, Booze Modular? President McHammergill. Hello to you. Installing El Cap on your main box. I think High Sierra is a shitty OS for what you're trying to do. I mean, I would say High Sierra is a shitty OS to do anything with, but I would say that, wouldn't I? Hey, thank you, President McHammergill, for the raid. Thank you, Booze Modular, for the follows as well. Everyone, how are you all doing? What were you up to tonight? Now, the one thing I need to make sure is that, yeah, there's not a lot of clearance under the board when you put this thing together. So when I put this down, I'm gonna just coat this thing liberally in electrical tape because that's really all there is to it. This is a lousy design. I don't like this module. So if it works in this thing, you can have it. You have a 2009 Mini on El Cap that runs MAME better than 2012. Okay, running High Sierra. All right, yeah, I can see that. All right. Turn on our power supply. Turn on our voltage. Turn on our Tandy. All right. Let's see, we might need a control brake reset here. Still only detecting 24K. This module might not be happy. Entirely possible. Let's see if I have all of the pins in the places. It looks like all the pins are installed correctly. I need to get the old guy glasses. Hang on just a second. There's something about capacitors. We have said the magic word and summoned Capacitor Man. How are you, Bald Engineer? Went over some MIDI filter code in AVR Assembler. Nice. Modified a 90s MIDI sequencer with an Tiny 85 that adds extra capabilities. That's freaking cool. That's freaking cool. I just got my first MIDI synth. It's a Roland SP88. It's SC88 Pro. So I've been playing with that on my DOS PC. That's been fun. My Windows 98 Retro PC.
All right. Yeah, I think it's just not making full contact there. Problem. All right, now that is really installed. You're all charged for the stream. Nice. Thank you for the jokes. Bad joke alert. All right, let's see how we're doing now. 29,638. You can't see that, of course. But now you can come in here and gaze upon this fully armed and operational retro battle station. Cool old modifications. All right, I'll have to look that up. Sound canvas generation. Okay, cool. All right, so now we are up to 32K. Like I said, I'm probably just going to liberally apply the vinyl tape over here to this section so that the keyboard pens don't short that out. I don't like this design. There are better designs out there that use smaller surface mount parts. Nah. So, great. That module finds a home. Yay! But anyway, we have a fully functional machine. Time to get in here and get the capacitors out. So this is a Tandy 100. The one I had at Boatfest was a 102. I think the screens are electrically the same. That one did have a little more. The plastic lens on that one had been kind of torn up, and I have polished it a little bit. And polishing it actually takes off some of the anti-glare coating, because I think there actually is one. So it's not the best thing to do to try and polish those lenses, but I had to because it looked cruddy. It was not the greatest machine in my collection. Let me tell you that. All right, my moo gun is trying to shut off. It's like, damn it, stop talking, start mooing. So let's go ahead and get this disconnected, get the logic board out. There's the LCD, keyboard is these two right there, and our top case we can set aside. And now there's a whole mess of screws that we need to take out to get this logic board removed. All right, this one does have the keyboard post. That's good. Sometimes I get these machines in and this post right here that holds up the keyboard support in the middle. Sometimes that's missing. That allows the keyboard PCB to flex. Epson PX4, nice. I have the PX8 and the HX20. I do not have the PX4. I have a reasonably decent collection of, I refer to them as slab tops. I have all the Tandys. I have a NEC 8201A. I have a Olivetti M10. I have a Cambridge Z88. The Epson PX8, the Epson HX20, the Convergent Work Slate, which is an awful, awful machine. Don't ever buy one of those. They cost too much money, and they're just terrible. I think what other... I have an Alpha Smart Dana. That's my last sort of slab top machine. One interesting twist on this from Amstrad. Oh yeah, I don't have any of the Amstrad machines, the NC100 or NC200. Those would be very cool to have, but I do not have them. All right, so with the screws all removed, the logic board feels like it's going to come up, but it's still stuck down, and it's stuck down by these battery terminals here. So You just want to get, I use the curved tweezers and just break them free of their little plastic housings. This pops right off. This little ground strap comes off of the little post that it's on. And then the board pops out. You might have to press this reset switch in to clear the case. And voila. Now you have this little RF shield on the underside, and all but the ones down here have these little spacers on them. So try not to lose them. Of course, they're easy to reproduce or print if you need any. I've developed a couple of 3D printed files for this thing, including that little keyboard support stand. Yeah, there were a lot of good things that people really loved about this machine. And there were a few things that people hated as well. More than one reporter got kicked out of a courthouse for making too much noise on these keyboards. That is absolutely a thing. But yeah, sunlight readable display, powered off AA's that you can get anywhere. Very cool machine. All right, Tom, affordable laptops were pretty terrible for a long time. How about that? Can we agree on that much? So now, I have the capacitor map, kindly produced by Jeff Burt, and I am just going to go through and remove all of these capacitors, and then we will reinstall all the new ones. I didn't say any bad words. I just said it wasn't affordable. Whereas this guy, you could walk down to a Radio Shack and plonk down a sizable amount of money. Let's be honest, it was not cheap, but it was affordable. The grid case, to hell with that noise. All right. So yeah. Well, no, Radio Shack got itself into trouble by well, okay, in my completely uninformed opinion, Radio Shack got into trouble because the world shifted away from hobbyist electronics. They didn't really have any control about that, but then they responded with just really incredibly subpar products. They had the distribution network to be, you know, Best Buy or something like that, but they thought that the world would continue to want shitty, cheap electronics, overpriced, and sold by salespeople who didn't know what the hell they were doing. Of course, the world did not want this. All right. Actually encountering a lot of problems on this one pin already, so I'm starting to wonder if we might be dealing with some leakage. Yep, early laptops were definitely a solution in search of a problem for a little while. Alright, so I'm going to add some fresh solder to this pad right there. And then try again with the Moo gun. See how that does. Yeah, all right. It is the wire is the lead is free. The part is stuck down. All right. That is out. I'm going to utilize my new and improved tools here. And we can go to what I now call the scope cam. Right. Push the button, Josh. Push the button. And it is distorted because I have too many filters that on this how do I? There's my filters. Right. There we go. Switch back to my normal scenes. PDAs back in the day? I definitely did. I had a Palm 3. A Palm-based PDA. I have quite a few Palm Pilots now. Quite a few Palm PDAs at this time. Quite a few PDAs in general, actually. I have a pretty sizable handheld collection at this point. And yeah, some Windows Pocket PCs, I definitely had those. I got a ton of use out of my Palm Pilot. It was not just a toy, it was a super useful device. Scheduling, note-taking, calculator apps, games, an offline web reader. I found it incredibly useful. All right, so looking at the bottom, looking at this part we got here, looks actually pretty clean. Not seeing a lot of evidence of leakage on here, so we might be okay. And actually similar on the board at the back. Scope cam. I need a freaking Stream Deck. This is ridiculous. There's our pads, and looking okay. This one on this side is just stuck to a really big heat sink on this ground, or I don't know if it's a ground plane or if it's a plus V plane, but it's just a ton of copper, and that's why that didn't clear completely. I might try again and clear that if I have to. In fact, I'm going to take the temperature on the Moo gun up just a tad. Yeah. Cap is fine. Put it back to using it for 20 more years. No. No spank you. Yeah, this, just a ton of frickin' heat capacity on this thing. All right, that's cleared. Gives control of which camera goes in the big box.
If I had a way to do this sort of stuff. Yes, it does. It does sound like a cow. That's why I have new emotes. All right, it's a little bit nasty from me soldering on it, but a lot clearer. Almost got a Lanku prototype in one of the potential designs of the N9 inside a keyboard. Ah, cool. Yes, the Moo gun, the Moo gun. Let me see here. Got my little cleaning pen here. I'm gonna just come in here and try to clean up some of that garbage. I've just got the nylon tip on it right now. See if that makes a difference. Yeah, it's a little better. Electrically, it's fine. So yeah, just keep on moving down the line. This next guy right here, C90, need a freaking Stream Deck. Yes, we have moos. Thank you for the follow, Fixit 42. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I spent a few moments this evening coming up with some new silly emotes, and that is one of them. This capacitor right here, C90, is another one that likes to leak. And in this case, it actually looks pretty good. Missed the raid? Uh-oh. Well, glad to have you in here. Got a little tiny capacitor. Now I'm seeing what looks like some leakage on those leads. Kind of hard to get it in focus, but you see that green stuff in there? That looks like this capacitor was on its way out. Hello, Scintillant Shadow. How are you? Thank you for the moos. So yeah, I'm gonna say that we got this thing just in time. The board is looking, that's the first one we took out, that's the second one. Just a little bit of crud there, not bad. Sometimes you can just get those cleaned out with your, this has a little bit of an abrasive bit on the tip for clearing the Moo gun, and that does a pretty good job clearing up these holes. That. All right. Keep going, got two next to the power switch. Yep. Whoops. Which Tandy is getting recapped? It is the 100. This is the Tandy 100. How you doing, Curtis?
So we're just examining some of these removed parts, and I'm coming to the conclusion that this machine's getting the recap pretty much just in time. Yeah. These pads on the right hand side of the screen looking a little bit cruddy. Yeah, so we've got some solder mask that's come off, but then we've also got just some crud, some leakage there. So these caps were starting to leak. I think those pads are okay. They're okay enough. New Inafuto game coming out, 25 platforms. Oh yeah, you messaged me about that, I think. Yeah. I haven't paid any attention to what they've done since those ones that you messaged me about and I converted before Boat Fest. All right, I'm going to switch my tactic here and start adding fresh solder to the rest of these capacitors. Which is the right way to do it, I just kind of got lazy, more or less. Acorn, Atom, and Apple II versions just came out. That's amazing that they can port to so many systems like that. Oh yeah. There's a gross one. Look at that. Ew. Nasty. Crunchity business is right, yeah. And oh god, what's that? Moving down the line. Moving down the line. Currently playing. I do have a currently playing. Or you're not talking about the music? Oh, okay, yeah. It's unobtrusive there in the bottom left. More capacitor gore. You. No, I can't ban you, Sigurdbjorn. And, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, fully functional, drawing the right amount of power, even, but definitely not a happy camper. Making replacement screens for these Tandy laptops? That would be amazing. Can we start with the Tandy 200, please? Because that thing's screen is just god-awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that's all from the power supply section. The rest are out here. So we got these, and these are special. These are bipolars because they operate the serial port. You can see, hopefully you can see, they have no band on them indicating polarity. Like this one here has this black band indicating the negative, and some of these capacitors have the same thing. Up here, these don't have that. These are bipolar. This is a polarized part. You can see the negative stripe there. And then there's also another bipolar part right here you have to watch out for. Analog, yes. Lots of analog. Modern computer looks like the Model 100. Yeah, so there's the Clockwork Dev terminal, which I was really excited about for the first 30 seconds after I saw it. And then I saw how small it was. It's considerably smaller than the Model 100 with a considerably smaller keyboard. So at that point I became less excited. All right, did we get them? All but one. I was afraid of that. Got it. Alrighty. Oh, this guy's got a bodge on it down here. Just noticed that. Sort of see that wire. Build quality is craptastic. I mean, it is built down to a price. Oh, we got one up here next to the reset switch. Get you out. There's that doing industrial design that can pass the bare minimums. It's hard for small companies and hobbies. Yeah. Well. Look at the hand 386 and the book 88. I'm amazed they could get those things out there for that price. It's an awfully big lift. All right, what's next? Over here near the barcode port. Ooh, that's nice and toasty now. Happened to my background music. Foobar crash again? No, you're running. Oh, so you're just quiet. Okay, quiet. A Trash 80. It is a TRS 80 Model 100. Yes. Interestingly enough, okay. Quick quiz. Tom, you have to give everyone a chance first. Machines that were badged as TRS 80s were built with 5 different processor families. That's the quiz for today. Can you name all 5 processor families? Yeah, give everyone else a chance, Tom. I think you're these pins right there. Whoops, didn't get that one. Yep. Yeah, you've got it, Curtis. The Z80, 6809, the 68000, the 8085, and the 8080. Yep. Pretty sure that's right. Now watch Tom come in here and tell me I'm wrong. '6803 and the MC. Was that officially badged as a TRS-80? System master Z80, 68, okay, 6803. If that, all right, I wasn't aware that the MC10 was a badged TRS-80, or I forgot that it was. But they had so many different systems that they called TRS-80s. Why are you not coming loose, you evil little capacitor? TRS-80 model 2000. That was a 186? Okay. That was one of the ones I was counting as something else. Get out of there, you damned capacitor. I'm now practically burning my fingers on it. Where are my pliers? No, the TRS-80 model 2000 was badged a TRS-80. I do not believe that the rest of them were. All right. Yank that guy out of there. That's looking a little cruddy. Might have to use another more aggressive tool on that hole.
I spit on metaphysics, sir.
Capacitor. Oh, they're evil when you leave them lying around in a computer for 40 years. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Ah. MC10 is labeled TRS-80. Okay, all right. So it's at least 6 different processor families then, or different processors. Don't whiz on the electric vents, yeah. So, I think it might be time to break out Mr. Drill. This is for clearing the nozzle on those, specifically the Heiko. But I think it might work for some of these. Here. Yeah, so if you got into like the 16B and the 6000, they had multiple processors in them, the Z80 and the 68000. Now I have to be super careful doing that with this because you don't want to rip the trace off. But for the really, really hard to clear pads, this technique can work. At least you don't repair vintage radio gear. Have to deal with 60-year-old wax paper caps. Yeah, really. No, I'm glad I don't deal with analog stuff. Okay, that actually seems to have gotten away the little problematic layer, and now I can clear it with the nozzle. Something a little less aggressive. See if I can finish it out. Yes, there we go. The reason these get so nasty is that when the electrolyte leaks out of these capacitors, it corrodes the solder in such a way that it actually forms an alloy that no longer has the low melting point of solder. It becomes a completely different alloy that is really hard to melt and get out with these things. So sometimes your only option is to physically clear the hole. All right. Crank it up. This is going to help me and probably make your view slightly worse. I apologize. But I need more lights. Came out in 1980. All right, what we got here? These pads right there. Alright, I can tell that didn't clear. That one, however, is ready to fall out of the freaking hole. Dental burrs and yeah. I've heard of the utility of dental tools in this application. Alright. Dude, yeah. Gross cam.
The hell of resurrecting chassis for color TVs. Yeah, nope. Keep wanting 1702 and then you realize you just can't just fold it flat.
I got rid of my last CRT at Boat Fest and I have no regrets. Those damn things are too freaking big. Alright. I believe that is it.
Wumble parts out of old scrapped electronics, build modular synth gear. Hey, that works.
Oh wait, one last one. Its neighbor, which I vacuumed but did not pull. Alright, you've got a lead free. Whoops. Got a lead free. Now I gotta get this last one done. There we go. Also, more gross.
Your own synclavier and super collider? Awesome.
Alright, get our little scratch pen here. Clean some of this up. And then ream the holes. That one's good. This one is not so good. That one's actually plugged. Let me try re-vacuuming. That one's being a pain. Flux. Paging Dr. Flux. Put some on the other side as well. All right. All right. Yeah. No, I don't watch Louis Rossmann. Well, I've seen some of Louis Rossmann's work, but even Bald Engineer will tell me you always need more flux. In this case, I'm also going to use more drill. This thing is really quite plugged. All right, but I think we've got it. Hopefully minimal damage. I'm going to put this under the scope and inspect it in a minute. Oh, Jelly Be Good, thank you so much for the 6-month gift sub to Tom. I really appreciate that. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you. All right. Thought you were an electronic music buddy. Built out of scrap. Ah, the genesis of the name. All right. This hole is now more or less clear. Let's see how much damage has been done. So I can tell I'm pulling out little bits of metal here, and I think they're solder, not copper, but let's find out. All right. Hole is now reaming clear. All right. Yeah. So it's this bottom one here that we just drilled through, and it looks like the plating is intact. When you use this sort of aggressive hole clearing methods, these vias here are plated through. Where is the one that I'm pointing at? They're plated through to the other side of the board, and they can function as a via. They actually move the signal from layer to layer, and if you damage too much of the plated through hole in here, you'll break that connection. Now, presumably you have a lead going through here, and if it's soldered on both sides, that can take the place of the plated through hole in a pinch, but we'd really like to avoid that, and I think we've been successful in this case. So this one here is also needs a little bit of clearing out in here. Don't look too bad. Yeah, I think it's all right. All right. So that's cleared a little better. So I think we're ready to put the new caps in, which shouldn't take nearly as long. Oh wait, there's one last little guy hiding over here. So let's, yeah, there's one last cap. I need to count up and make sure I have them all. I think it's these pads right there. Yeah, just when you think you have all the caps, exactly. All right, that's clear. Ugh. Another nasty one. Another nasty cap. And this one actually got hot enough in me removing it that the outer casing started to deform. And that one looks all right on the pads. Just give it a quick wipe with the alcohol. Yeah, that looks fine. Just a little bit of solder mask come up. So I think at this point we're good. I'm not seeing anything that looks like it really needs to be repaired. Any corrosion that needs to be repaired. So I think we're good to go ahead and put the caps back in. Means we are done with the Moo gun. Yeah, I've been telling everyone I know who has these things, hey, if you haven't recapped them or gotten them recapped, go ahead and do it. They need it, every last one of them. And DOS Fox here, whose machine this is, took me up on that advice. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 capacitors. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 capacitors. Hot dang. Retro Fox, yes, sorry. I get my foxes confused. Epson PXs, I'm not sure, honestly. I've been in my Epson just long enough to get its internal battery out. And then in the tub it went. Thank you for the 17-bit, Sigurbjorn. Yes, different Fox. DOS Fox is in the UK. You are not. All right. put our little drill bit away. Get out the turbo caps. Whatever did I do with the turbo caps? Here it is. Zoom out just a tad. Just a tad more. All right. And thank you for the 255 bits, President McHammerguile. Very kind of you, thank you. All right, I am now going to sort of turn away from the stream video because I need to cover it up with my capacitor map. All right, we'll start with some 10 mic 16s. 10 mic 25. Let's see. These are, yeah, these are polarized. Yeah, 63, that's too much. So yeah, 25 volt it is. The tub of caps, yes. I have a tub of caps. Get our... I kind of imagine devices like that have a ton of caps, yeah. Oh yeah, all the radio and audio equipment, good God. All right, 10 mic 16s, I've got 4 of those. And these are unfortunately the wrong lead spacing, but just have to bend the leads into place. One more. All right, I'll flip this board around so I can follow the capacitor map here. And the negative on this is marked with a little arrow. I think you can see again. I'm covering up my preview, so I hope this is all coming over the air properly. C49, C50. C54. C55. Oh yeah, I, like many of my peers, cannot stand the vocal version of 303. So in my collection is this sort of radio mix without the drunk singing. You know what I'm talking about, Ian. Alright, so just go through and attack one lead, then heat it up and pull the part through from the opposite side just to get them mounted flush. And indeed, they are there. Let me double check my polarity. Polarity looks good. Solder the other leg. Hey, Mr. Christoph, thank you so much for gifting a Tier 1 sub to RetroFox. I appreciate it. So much generosity in this stream tonight. Seriously, I really appreciate it, you guys. So many different types of caps in tubs and parts and library shelves. Yeah, there's so many different types. How are you this evening, Mr. Christoph? Blowing the smoke away from my face because I don't want to turn my fume extractor on because I like listening to the music. For Amazon to deliver your wire wrapping tool sometime between 8 and 10 p.m. Yee. What are you wire wrapping? The way last week your package ended up transported to the physical post office instead of the usual post box. Ah. Oh hey, at least it didn't get returned undeliverable. Alright. 4 down, 13 to go, which closes at 3:30 on Fridays. It opens at 10 on Monday. That is super inconvenient. All right, 1 mic 50 non-polar is the next part. Here's my 1 mic 50s, but do I have my non-polars in here too? I do. Awesome. And look, one of them just falls out of the bag, waiting to get installed. C52, C52, and I don't have to pay attention to the orientation because it's bipolar. Wire wrapping an ESP32 C64 circuit that Twitch talks to. We used a hack job wire wrap tool made out of plastic Q-tip swap handle. I'd like to redo it. Oh, that's cool. I inherited this from a local engineer who was getting out of the business. I have yet to use it, but I do find wire wrap wire to be incredibly useful, so I keep a lot of it around. For those of you who don't know, this is a wire wrap gun. So instead of just manually twisting the wire wrap tool, this thing should be set up to give exactly the right number of twists when you pull the trigger fully. Do you want this, Mr. Kristoff? If you actually do wire wrap, I would love for someone to have that who would actually use the damn thing. Because it's just going to sit on my shelf as an interesting trinket of bygone days. All right. Now we got the PDF. Wire wrapping manually. I mean, all right. Offer stands. If anyone could use that tool, offer stands. All right. 47 mic 16 is our next cap. Here's a 35, here's a 50, here's a 25. Oh, but these are bipolars. Are they all bipolars? There's a few polarized in there. Dump these capacitors out. Whoops! Not dump them out like that, Josh. Pretty sure I just dumped one into my trash bin. Yes, I did. There it is. Alright. Trash bin is getting moved. Trash bin is getting moved. Yeah. So these are... Oh no, these are polarized. Okay. I just couldn't see through the... Yeah, these are polarized. So these are Worths and or Wurt. And these are Panasonic, I think. I need 3 of them. So there's 3 of them right there. Yes, they are Wurt. The red ones are. The black ones are Panasonic. I typically order capacitors from one of just a couple of manufacturers. Panasonic is usually my go-to. But sometimes they are significantly more expensive than the other brands, in which case I go with the Wurt. Which are still, they're Asian-made capacitors, but I've been told that the QC on them is good, and they can be trusted. Recapped an A4000 with the PSU, yeah. They're supposed to be good caps. Make sure everything's still in frame. I can hit the zoom, I think. Yeah. F, G, and H in this map, which are, I believe, up at the top here for the serial port. Right, we just went through this, Josh. You need bipolar caps. You got out polarized. I was like, wait a minute, the serial port needs bipolar caps. Hunters and never had one test out of tolerance to fail. 1:30 a.m. All right. Well, thanks for stopping in, Boos. Appreciate it. Excellent. And I appreciate all the furry old techno Scottish goats. You're all awesome. All right. I need to find my bipolar capacitor, 47s. 47s are these. These are Chemits, and they are polarized. Do I not have... These Kemet, no, these Kemets are polarized. Here they are. They're behind everything. The great big ones that say NP, non-polarized. Although, really, they're actually bipolar rather than non-polar, but, you know, whatever. And I need 3 of those. It's like, I know I have all the parts to do this, because I recap Tandy 100s all the time. Alright. Oh, I didn't actually mean to leave this song in the rotation. I did a quick pass through I put together a new playlist tonight for demo scene background music. I made a quick pass trying to get all the ones that I did not want, that were a little inappropriate for whatever reason. I didn't actually mean to leave this one in there. Ex-girlfriend's pulled the non-polar, really bipolar trick. Yikes. Well, we've played most of the song already, so I guess we're leaving it in. Guess this is leaving it in. Yeah, these all look flesh. This one could be flesher.
So I go back to my room in a hotel, and there is no sheets on the bed.
This is from a demo called Dose 2 by MFX, in case anyone's interested. It's a silly, stupid demo. But it's kind of fun in that it's entirely 2D rendering. 2D software rendered demo, right in that time when things were going to 3D hardware rendering demos, and they dropped this on with a, I think, mostly stolen soundtrack. But, you know, demo scene. We're watching some, yeah. I did not cull my playlist sufficiently. This is another good demo, by the way. This is a text mode demo. Runs under Windows, but in a text terminal. From a group that I actually used to be a part of. Kinda, sorta. Alright, now we're getting to some oddballs. 3.3 mic 50. Which is curiously absent from my collection. Plus 75. Alright, so this is listed, and most of these things have a plus minus 20% rating on this parts listing, and this one has a plus 75% or minus 10%. So, I think I might put a 4.7 in, because I can't, or maybe I've always put 4.7s in, because I don't seem to have any 3.3s, unless they're in my strange capacitor drawer. I don't think they are. And okay, this is a reset capacitor anyway. I am not gonna sweat it. All right. Yeah, because C78, which is what I'm looking for, the 3.3, 50 volt it says. It's right here. It's part of the reset circuit. I don't know why it has such a high voltage rating. Shouldn't go anywhere near that. But it's got a very wide tolerance. I'm putting in a 4.7. Yeah, I think these are the caps that I use, which are the 4.750. I don't think I've installed any Vorts on this board yet. I think they've all been Panasonic or Nichicon. Yeah, I don't think any of my Vorts are bipolar. All right, that's capacitor I, capacitor J, 4.7 mic 25, which I have. It's 100. That's 50. That's 25. These look like... These are Nichicon. Little brown guys. Alright, J is C82, 4.725, 4.725. C82, which is right up here. Alright, that's holding in the board really well, so I'm going to see if I can stuff some of these 470s in as well. Alright, 83 and 84 are 470 mic. Dig way into the back here. 330, 470, 470 16, and the 470 6.3. I see this one's actually already labeled M100 C84. Oh, no rolling away. No rolling away. And then 470 10, this is a 470 16, that'll do. This is K. Goes up here. C83. That's C83 right there. This was a large capacitor laying on its side originally. Like that. So we'll do that. And then solder this down real quick so I can fix its angle. This one I'm gonna have to hold from the bottom to get into place. There we go. Nice and flush. The capacitor, yeah. All right, and this 470, 6.3, doesn't see 84. It's over here. That does want the wide lead spacing, so I don't have to rebend this one. Except when it just drops out a damn board if they didn't hold it in place. A lot of copper on this one here. I'm gonna crank up the temperature of my iron just a tad. All right, that's what they're done with the 470s. Got a 3310 at C85. .33 mic 10. C85. Alright, this pad is a little bit messed up, but I think it's actually, now that I look at it again, I'm not so sure that that's okay. This lotion is bad. Yeah. Yeah. That looks a little gnarly. Just taking off the solder mask. I'm gonna try applying some flux here. On the nearby resistors too? Yeah, just a tad. Like this diode, the diode there has looked better. It has looked better. Yeah. Resistors don't look so bad. This capacitor is not super hot. This diode there and this diode seems to have taken the brunt of it. I'm actually kind of curious what I can. Soak this iron here. But my cable's getting caught on things. Let the flux have a go at it. And a little bit of wick. I got a little piece. Yeah, I got a little piece right here. Flux. Hey, Aaron, what's going on? How's the work going? Work's going good. We're almost done. I'm taking a little extra time here to clean up some joints that most of the time, honestly, I wouldn't screw with, but for the heck of it. It has taken off some cruddy metal, not a ton. If this diode rather needed to be replaced, which it sometimes does, unfortunately, this will be not a ton of fun. To remove. I think it's okay at the moment. That is looking to me a little bit better. Got most of the big mass of gunk off of it. It's some of it was built up where the electrolyte had just sort of congealed to it, but some of it was just like it's actually damaged the solder. Good evening, Biznot. How are you? Welcome into the stream. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and reinstall this capacitor here. And I need to get my map back up, which means I get to lose track of my preview in OBS, but oh well. Yeah, and 33 mic 10. And luckily I can just barely make out the negative orientation here from all the damaged solder mask. Need to annotate this PDF that I found as to the orientation of these capacitors. And I can see already I'm going to run over time, but I want to get this done. So, just got 4 caps left. All right, 100 mic 6.3 is the next one. Look in the hundreds. 100 mic 6.3. Hey, coffee cup. No one's ever late for my stream. They always arrive precisely when they mean to. I stole that joke. Mic 6.3, capacitor N, it's 80C86. This guy right there. And then P is C92. And it's a 0.4750, which I know I saw here at the beginning. 0.47100 is what I have, which overrated, but fine. Well, yeah, if it doesn't work after this, we have problems. Which means I'll go start my full-on troubleshooting. I have had machines where I recapped them and they stopped working. And it usually means there was something else wrong with the power supply. No. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get too jinxed tonight. I think this is pretty straightforward. Arcade monitor do that. It cried a while, and your old man spotted this bad solder. Yeah, yep. I mean, there's a lot to fixing these things. All right, C90, 1 mic 50. Got a big old bag of those guys. I buy those by the very large order, 1 mic 50s. What are these others? I got some weird caps in here that I bought from Jameco. I can't tell what the manufacturer is on them. Wisdom. Yeah, like, why do I even have these? I should really throw them out. Oh, apparently I have some bipolars in here too, because that's what these are. Didn't realize that. Alright, C90. O down here. I love this tune. Emergency backups. Yeah, they're the I'm too much of a pack rat to throw them away, even though I have seriously probably 50 Nichicons here. All right, and the last one would be a nice little Q on this. Curiously, I don't actually see it on the map, but it should be C103. I know it came out because I took out the right number of capacitors. Just have to put the right number of capacitors back in. Whoops. I just realized that holding the right mouse button while scrolling on this application will change. Ah, it's over here. Yep, there it is right there. I was like, I don't see this capacitor anywhere. Yes, this is a Model 100 mainboard. It is getting its capacitors, it is getting recapacitated. Last cap, 220 mic, 10 volt. It's a 25. Is that what I got? Yep, it's the closest thing I got. It's 25. Come on, get in there. Working on Mac 2CI. My condolences. I'm done working on Macs. I hate working on Macs. Revision 2 ZX Spectrum. Yeah, I think my Spectrum 48K is an issue too. I don't know if it's the same as Revision 2 because I don't know that much about Spectrums. All right, that should be that. Except for these leads I forgot to trim off. I once got one of these, a Tandy in for some repair work that had been quote unquote recapped, and underneath all the legs from the capacitors were just bent over. They hadn't been trimmed, they're just bent over against the board. I'm like, no wonder this thing's having problems. All right, time to apply some power. Get our tubbo caps off the board. Get a little drinky drink. Part of your problem is High Sierra. Awesome. All right. Yes, cross all the fingers, cross all the digits. Press button, I mean, people are always wanting to recap things on the cheap because A, they think recapping things fixes every problem. Hint, it doesn't. And then they don't want to pay to have something properly repaired. They think they can do things themselves. Trick is to just find someone who can repair it at a reasonable price. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to splay this thing out on the bench right here, turn on the power supply. And then that in, I can still get to the power switch right here. CX Spectrum Plus 2 is headed your way. Nice. The only thing left to get is an Amiga. Yeah, I was like, I can't believe you don't have an Amiga, but I mean, I get it. Not everyone still has everything they used to have. All right, I'm going to turn the power switch on here. As soon as I apply power from the power supply, this thing should turn on. Or not. There we are. I had the switch in the wrong orientation. Look at that. Amiga 1000 once. Sold all your Amigas about 6 or 7 years ago. Yeah, I'm good with my Amiga situation, I think. All right, but anyway, here we have it. 29638 bytes. It is on, and we are drawing 49 milliamps. Yeah, no, I get it. I got rid of so many machines. I had to get out of an apartment fairly quickly, and I wasn't plugged into the community, didn't have anywhere to give these machines, and they all went to the e-waste. Quadra 840AV, a pile of Unix workstations, an Apple II, 2E. Actually, it was a Platinum 2E. That's the one I regret the most. That would have been great, but yeah, well, that's just because I've adjusted the contrast properly now, RetroFox. I can take it all the way to pretty much illegible in both directions. I know you would have taken that. So many people would have taken that. I wish I had known you then. I wish I had known all of you then, because, like, Tom would have gotten a complete SGI setup, and you would have gotten a Platinum 2E, and I don't know who else wants the Quadra 840AV, but yeah. I regret the unfortunateness of that. I refer to it as the Great Purge. But there we go. We are serviced. Should be good for quite some time. Taking 840, yeah. The 840 is nice. I think it was the most powerful non-Power Mac ever made. An 040 at 25 megahertz, if I'm not mistaken. All right, make a little more room on bench. Get camera out of way. Move this here so I can protect the LCD. So, find the bottom case. Go ahead and button this thing up before we lock the stream down. I know I had the bottom case. What'd I do with it? What'd I do with it, guys? $840 was 33 megahertz. Okay. I knew it was a beefy machine. I just couldn't remember how beefy. Oh, there it is. All right, here's the bottom case. There's so much worse. A Twiggy Lisa 1 wound up in a barn in North Texas. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. A Lisa 210. Hey, if anyone needs a Lisa 210, aka Mac XL, I've got one that needs to be fixed up and sold off. It is there. And as soon as I resolve the issue with the RAM board,
I'm going to be finding that sucker a new home. Yeah, it's pretty yellow. It's not pumpkin spice Commodore 128 though. So, at least there's that. All right, so I have to get this ribbon out of the way because now I had to pry these battery connectors out, and you have to sort of jam them back in as well when you reverse the process here. Get this wire out from underneath everything. Make sure all our spacers are down, which they are. These two don't have spacers. And, all right, that's in. These really don't want to go back into place. They're kind of always misaligned slightly. I don't know what happened to my background music. I really like this tune. Alright. Put the reset button in place. Alright. Battery tabs are down. Reconnect the ground, reinstall the battery, or the power adapter, DC barrel jack, reconnect the screen. No wait, don't reconnect the screen yet, because I gotta get under here and put screws in place. There's one that goes right underneath it. And these screw holes kind of are a pain in the butt to line up, so engage them all, but don't tighten them yet until you have them all in place. Because I find that I kind of have to jam the board up to make these bottom ones line up. The holes in the PC board are just really tight tolerance. It just stayed with nicotine or succumbed to the ultraviolet. Yep. I have definitely bought machines that were 100% nicotine, and they reeked very badly. Tandy assembly in 2019, I bought a lot of Tandy 100 stuff from a guy who was selling a ton of stuff there, and the machines were very clearly from a smoker's house, and I had to resort to the coffee grinds trick. I stuffed them in a sealed bag with like half a tin of Maxwell House filter bags for about 3 months until it absorbed all the smell, and it worked. In fact, one of those machines might now belong to you, Aaron. I'm pretty sure that was one of them. Pretty bad nicotine dunk. I mean, Cellular 4000. Oof. Yeah. All right. Reattach the keyboard support post. There we go. Oh, except I did it upside down. It goes at the top, I believe.
No, it doesn't. No, I had it right. It goes in the bottom. It only fits one way. Well, you can make it fit the wrong way, but don't, please. Alrighty, and we'll get this wire likes to get caught up underneath this little catch, but it just floats around otherwise. Oh, and the last thing we need to do, because of that aftermarket RAM module, aftermarket, haha, way aftermarket, like 40 years aftermarket, we want to protect all of these pins over here from possibly shorting against that RAM module. Oh yes, thank you. Thank you. I would have seen that when I buttoned it up and went cursing myself. Of course, I'm going to curse myself already because I screwed it down without installing them. So it means I have to take the screws out. Alright, that, I think, I'm gonna do one more. Better safe than sorry. It's just electrical tape. Alright. And on mount the board again. It's these switch covers. Which is super annoying when you forget to reinstall them. I was like, what is this tune? Oh, right, debris. That demo blew me away. Alright, the taller one goes up here. The shorter one goes actually underneath it. Alright, that's good. And this side. Alright, that's in, and I popped out the battery terminals again. Play the entirety of the Zork games? No. Why would we play Zork games? Like, who plays Zork games? Especially after fixing a Tandy 100. Although Aaron here, Miga's Retro Gaming, has one of the few Tandys on the planet capable of running Zork. An acquired taste, yeah. It's definitely a taste I've never acquired. I tried. I listened to Eaten by a Gru. And I tried. I played a few of them. I actually completed Moon Mist. And I tried A Mind Forever Voyaging. And I tried Enchanter. And of course I tried Zorg. But I'm content to live vicariously through Kay and Carrington on that one. So I wish they would release their next episode. But I get it. Life is busy. Alright. Post back in place. This fun basic game called Wizards and Werewolves from those basic game books. That sounds cool. Alright. Now, we've made all the mistakes. We fixed all the mistakes. We have a what should be very happy TRS-80 Model 100. Power on. Yep, there we are. And clock is counting. Memory battery is good. 29,638 bytes free. Yay. Thank you, Sigurdbjorn. All right. Get our case screws in this, and we can call this guy done. Thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. This is kind of my machine, kind of my thing, so I'd be pretty irritated with myself if I couldn't get this thing dealt with in one sitting. Although there's always the case that you find something else wrong with the machine. I mean, we could have done all this and then found it was drawing, 100 milliamps because the telephone relay is halfway energized. You see that sometimes, and that comes down to a matter of cleaning the board. Some of these machines, the flux is so bad that it causes partial shorts. Just from the flux residue, and it can partially engage a relay on here, and then it starts drawing crazy amounts of current. Final test. We's good. So there we have it. Yes, thank you for doing that, by the way, Aaron. I appreciate it. So, took half an hour longer than I was hoping, but whatever. It's all good. We have a good Tandy. We have a working Tandy. So thanks everyone for hanging out. I appreciate it. Always fun. Let's see. Who should we raid? Is there any stuff out there going on that needs a raid? Thank you, Mr. Christoph. I appreciate it. Down here, see who we can find. Who's on right now? The usuals. Let's see if see what Zero Page is up to. Are they still in pre-roll? No, they're actually doing stuff. Oh, they've got some interviews going on. I think we should raid on over to Zero Page. So we will do that. Oh. But all right. Yeah, thanks everyone. Really appreciate it. Thanks for all the follows and the bits and the subs and the gift subs. I appreciate that stuff. Retrofox, you're very welcome. I will catch up with you on the flip side to finish the deal, get this shipped back to you. I'm going to use a smaller box. But yeah. So we're going to raid on over to Zero Page Homebrew, and I will catch you all later.